If you struggle with shyness or social anxiety, check out our free No BS training course with actual useful advice you can do from home. None of that just get out there nonsense. The link is in the description below. For now, let's get to today's question.
The question, I am too shy, how do I overcome my shyness? Answer by Rebecca Knowles. Shyness, sometimes inaccurately called social phobia, affects most people at some time in their life. Young people in particular find overcoming shyness difficult as they improve their social skills. And for some, shyness seems to persist into adult life, almost as if it has become a habit. See also, 13 confident ways to overcome your shyness. Moldita. Shyness has its roots in self-consciousness and usually dissipates as people mature and become more experienced. However, for some it can stick, and then action is required. Although most people think in terms of overcoming shyness, it is more likely that you will become comfortable in social situations by learning the strategies of self-confidence along with social skills. Then, shyness is no longer the issue, as social nerves will melt away as a new habit takes their place. It is my personal opinion that social phobia is too often diagnosed where people are simply experiencing natural shyness. It is perfectly natural to be a little timid in a situation where you don't yet know the rules, or what to do. In fact, most people experience some degree of nerves when, say, going to meet friends, especially if it is somewhere they haven't been before, or someone new will be there. We have to be very careful not to assume that there is something wrong with this. Social nerves are natural, as long as they don't get out of hand. Focusing on them and making them into a big thing will only make matters worse. When learning about social situations, young people need the chance to find their own way, without being labeled with social phobia. This is not to say that social phobia does not exist. I know it does because I have worked with people suffering from it. However, in the vast majority of cases, the solution is social skills training, and perhaps relaxation and rehearsal, rather than drugs. If a person can maintain a degree of calmness in a situation, then they are much more likely to be able to learn about how the situation works. However, if they are highly anxious and internally focused, both their emotional state and focus of attention will make it more difficult to pick up on subtle social cues. The other key point about overcoming shyness is that most of socializing is an unconscious process. That doesn't mean you should be asleep when you're doing it. Tell that to people I speak to at parties. Smile. It simply means that much of human communication is nonverbal. That is, it's not what you say, it's the way that you say it. The exercises and techniques contained within the self-confidence course should help with shyness because they focus on what to do to feel confident, rather than how to avoid feeling shy. Answer by Jacob Bobby. My view is that a person determined to be outgoing and extroverted can bring about the required changes. It may not come naturally, but initially you will have to make that effort. Over time, some traits become part of you. Occasionally the benefits of being an extrovert will motivate you, but what is guaranteed is that you will notice the change in you and would be happier for having made that effort to change. Let me share with you a little more on how or when a person becomes shy or introverted. That should give you a better understanding of your own situation and also give you clues as to what steps you must take to bring about a positive change in yourself. A person is normally perceived as shy or introverted when he/she is uncomfortable in the presence of others. The three common situations are in the presence of authorities or people of a higher status, power, in social situations, e.g., in a wedding or a public meeting or an informal get-together, formal party, in situations where one needs to be assertive, e.g., to go and make an inquiry or register a complaint. It is not necessary that a person has to be an extrovert in order to be bold, i.e., not shy. Introverts are merely comfortable being aloof and prefer not to interact with others, but when required they are confident about themselves and bold enough to articulate. Interact is required. However, confidence is a must. If he/she does not believe in one's own abilities, strengths, legitimate needs and rights, then the person would slowly become a recluse. Perhaps your lack of confidence is possibly largely responsible for your acute anxiety whenever you have to interact with people. Your lack of confidence could also be due to low self-esteem or some traumatic experiences or some bitter criticism. I also suggest that you work on your conversational skills and learn the art of asking open-ended questions that elicit a more elaborate response than a mere yes or no response from those you interact with. You must also practice the art of responding with at least a couple of sentences when responding to others. Learning to compliment people and giving them genuine appreciation will enable you to get others to respond positively to you. The following tips could also be useful for you. When in a group, you will find some natural extrovert coming up to you and striking a conversation. Use the opportunity to warm up and be better prepared to try the same with some other people in the group. You must learn the art of identifying people who look lost or who seem to be introverts, and perhaps you will be more comfortable trying to initiate a conversation with such people. Learn the art of introducing yourself and also some good lines, questions that are open-ended. Be careful not to be too aggressive with a response that runs counter to the opinion/views of the person you are interacting with has. Also find polite ways of excusing yourself from a conversation so that you can move on if bored or if you want to interact with others. I would also urge you to also go through my answers to similar queries raised in this forum by clicking on the links below. Jacob Bobby's answer to how can I save myself from low self-esteem? Jacob Bobby's answer to what are the best options for increasing self-confidence? Jacob Bobby's answer to is there any problem in being an introvert? Answer by Rebecca Knowles. Can you remember the last time you stepped into a room full of strangers and felt that self-conscious and awkward feeling rush over you? Or that heart-thumping moment when you wanted to ask someone on a date, but were too shy to do so? Or wanting to approach someone for business, but was too hesitant to actually do it? That anxiety in the pit of your stomach in social situations? Does it always feel like something is holding you back? Full source, How to Overcome Shyness. The ultimate 3-step guide. Mobita. Recognize that the world is not looking at you. Besides, most people are too busy looking at themselves. Instead of watching yourself as if you were other people, bring your awareness inwards. Armed with your understanding of what makes you shy, seek within yourself and become the observing presence of your thoughts. Self-awareness is the first step towards any change or life improvement. Practice appreciating yourself and liking the unique expression that is you. Write a love letter to yourself. Do things you enjoy. Give gratitude for your body and its effortless functions. Spend quality time getting to know yourself. Go on a self-date. Rather than focusing on your awkwardness in social situations, focus on other people and what they have to say. Become interested in learning about others, and probe them to talk about themselves. You can try pondering the question while interacting. What is it about this person that I like? Visualizing yourself in this situation as a confident and happy person helps to shape your perception of yourself when you are actually in a situation. Close your eyes, sit back somewhere relaxing, listen to some relaxing music, imagine yourself in a scene or situation and see yourself the way you would like to be. In this scene, how do you feel? What do you hear? Do you smell anything? Are you moving? What do you see? Get all your senses involved to make it real. When we leave shy situations, what we are really doing is reinforcing our shyness. Instead, face the situation square in the face. Turn the fearful situation into a place of introspection and personal growth. Become the observer and dig into yourself. Answer the questions: why do I feel this way? What caused me to feel this way? Can there be an alternative explanation to what is happening? Accept the possibility that we can be rejected and learning to not take it personally. Remember, you are not alone and we all experience rejections. It is part of life and part of the learning process. The key lies in how you handle rejections when they come. It helps to be mentally prepared before they happen. Like any other skill, social skills can be cultivated through practice and experience. The more you put yourself out there, the easier it becomes next time. If you have a hard time knowing what to say, you can practice what to say ahead of time. Tina Sue is a mom, a wife, a lover of Apple products and a CHO, Chief Happiness Officer, for our motivational community. Think simple now. She is obsessed with encouraging and empowering people to lead conscious and happy lives. Subscribe to new inspiring stories each week. You can also subscribe to Tina on Facebook.